Colin, Tracy's here if you want to.
Hi, Tracy. Tracy, I'll be doing the acknowledgement, but would you be able to read number 5 when it comes up?
Sure.
Wonderful. And we're only having 5 readings because the speaker has to leave early.
Yep, fine.
Okay, Colin, we can start.
Okay. All right. Welcome, everybody. Very happy to see you here at our Interfaith meeting. And it looks like we're up to number 205. And later on, I'll introduce our speaker, Professor Bola Nath Yogi, in more detail. The talk, for those who are just tuning in, it will be on science and Dharma. But we normally begin by acknowledging the country that, at least in Australia, we're living on, but I think it may be similar in many countries. And as a relative newcomer to the country traditionally occupied by the Gadigal and Bidjigal clans of the Eora Nation in Sydney, I'm grateful for this opportunity to not only acknowledge but pay respect for this country that they cared for thousands of years, for their kinship and culture, which in my experience values relationships more than things. In other words, Indigenous culture often values what is more real, human relationships, over the ephemeral, which is material things. And I appreciate their journey from the dream time to the present and the trauma that has affected many of them and their descendants, because there has been a lack of acknowledgement and respect. Thank you. And I'll hand over to Siva to play the first music, and then we'll go through the readings.
Do this for
With the hands of power I made thee. With the hands of power I made thee. And with the fingers of strength I created thee. With the fingers of strength I created thee. With the hands of power I made thee. With the hands of power I made thee, and with the fingers of strength I created thee. With the fingers of strength I created thee. And within thee have I placed the essence of my life. The essence of my life. The essence of my life. Within thee have I placed the essence of my life. The essence of my life. The essence of my life. Be thou content with it. Be thou content with it. Be thou content with it. And seek not else. For my work is perfect, and my command is binding. Question it not, nor have a doubt thereof. Question it not, nor have a doubt thereof. content with it and seek not else.
At present, the light of reconciliation is dimmed in most countries, and its radiance extinguished, while the fire of strife and disorder hath been kindled, and is blazing fiercely. Two great powers, who regard themselves as the founders and leaders of civilization and the framers of constitutions, have risen up against the followers of the faith associated with him who conversed with God. Be ye warned, O men of understanding, it ill beseemeth the station of man to commit tyranny. Rather, it behoveth him to observe equity, and be attired with the raiment of justice under all conditions. Beseech ye the one true God, that he may, through the power of the hand of loving kindness and spiritual education, purge and purify certain souls from the defilement of evil passions and corrupt desires, that they may arise and unloose their tongues for the sake of God, that perchance the evidences of injustice may be blotted out, and the splendor of the light of justice may shed its radiance upon the whole world. The High Scripture.
Let's pray. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debt as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from the evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. Christian scriptures.
Let us behave with others as we would with ourselves. Let us look upon all living beings as our good friends, for in all of them there resides one soul. All are but part of that universal soul. A person who believes that all are his soulmates and loves them all alike never feels lonely. The divine qualities of forgiveness, compassion, and service will make him lovable in the eyes of all. He will experience intense joy throughout his life. Hindu scriptures.
May the wise Lord who reigns at his will grant to each of us that which he desires. I desire strength and endurance to uphold righteousness. This do thou give me, O devotion, the rich rewards, the life of the good mind. And may the sovereign good be ours. According as one desires bliss, may one receive bliss through thy most far-seeing Spirit. O Lord, the wonders of the good mind, which thou wilt give us righteousness, with the joy of long life all the days. Zoroastrian scripture.
In safety and in bliss, may the creatures of all be of a peaceful heart. Whatever living things there are, whether weak or strong, with none excepted, great or small, seen or unseen, dwelling far or near, born or awaiting birth. May all be blessed with peace. Let no one work another one's undoing or show contempt in any place. Let no one wish another harm through provocation or resentful thought. Just as a mother with her life protects her child, her only child, let all the embracing thoughts for all that lives be yours, and all embracing love for all the universe in all its height and depth and breadth. Buddhist scripture.
I created the rich. I created the rich. I created the rich. Why dost thou bring thyself down to poverty? I created the rich. I created the rich. I created the rich. Why dost thou bring thyself down to poverty? Noble I made thee. Noble I made thee. Noble I made thee. Wherewith dost thou appraise thyself? Noble I made thee. Noble I made thee. Noble I made thee. Wherewith dost thou appraise thyself? Out of the essence of knowledge I gave thee being, gave thee being, gave thee being. Out of the essence of knowledge I gave thee being. Why seekest thou enlightenment from anyone beside me? Out of the clay of love I molded thee. I molded thee. I molded thee. Out of the clay of love I molded thee. How dost thou busy thyself with another? Turn thy sight unto thyself. Turn thy sight unto thyself. Turn thy sight unto thyself, that thou mayest find me standing within thee. Mighty, powerful, and self-subsisting. Mighty, powerful, and self-subsisting. Mighty, powerful, and self-subsisting. Mighty, powerful, and self-subsisting.
Right, thank you. I was asking everyone to mute themselves, but nobody heard me. If you mute yourself, mate, and until time for questions and answers. And thank you for those beautiful readings and music. Some of that music was new to me. Very nice. And my very great pleasure to welcome our presenter for tonight, Dr. Bola Nathyogi, chairperson at the World Hindu Federation, Nepal, and as a yoga guru, shares his insights through lectures and training programs on a national and international scale, spanning countries such as the United States, Europe, Australia, Brazil, Myanmar, Thailand, and India. A founder of the Hindu Vidyapith School in Dang, which I believe is in Nepal. This institution serves as an inspiration of hope for underprivileged and orphaned children, offering values and ethics-based education on a non-profit basis. And Dr. Bola Nathyogi founded Children's Peace Home, CPH, in Dang, providing a loving home and care for orphaned children. And our topic tonight is science and Hindu Dharma. So please, very much looking forward to your talk.
Thank you very much. Om Tava Tattvam na janami Kidrisosi Maheswara Yadrisosi Mahadeva Tadrisaya Namo Namaha. Oh God, I do not know what you are, where you are, what form of you are, whether you are audible, whether I can see you or not. I don't know what you are. But without you, this world has never exist. That's why I salute you. Yam Saiva Samupasate Shivaiti Brahmeti Vedantino Buddha Buddha iti Pramana Patavaha Karte Tinayayika Arhan Nityatha Jaina Sasana Rata Karmeti Mimam Saka Soyam no Vidadhatu Manchita Phalam Trailokyanatho Hari. Whom people who believe God is Shiva is called Shaiva. Saiva says you are Shiva. Vaishnava says you are Vishnu. Buddhist people say you are Buddha. Jain people say you are Aranyita. Likewise, Christian says you are Jesus Christ. Muslim people say you are Allah or Muhammad. Whatever name, all the philosophical people, they have got different name for you. But whatever name you have, I still salute you, I pray you. First of all, I want to say my namaste to all the audience. I'm Dr. Bola Nathyogi from Nepal. Today I'm going to speak about the Dharma and science. First of all, what is Dharma is? If you see the Hindu aspect, Dharma is standing in 3 legs. One is Dharma means property. Whichever things that's property is Dharma. For example, I'm using my mobile phone to talk with you. So this mobile has got Dharma to show me the faces and transfer my voices to you. It has got its Dharma. Water has got Dharma. If you spread water, if you throw water, whether a rich man, poor man, educated or non-educated, whichever accidentally or purposely, if you pour water on the floor, it will blow, it will runny or make it wet. It doesn't distinguish between the people because water has got Dharma built in. Fire has got Dharma. So mainly word of dharma has come from, which is the properties, nature. Second leg is the dharma in Hindu culture is Sanatana, which you are following, which you have been, your ancestors have done, what they have given, like, instructions, their rules and regulations, how to live, how to work, how to eat, and what to do in the world. So all their instruction following also dharma for the Hindu people. And third is dharma is your own quality. Love, peace, help, donate. These are the dharma. So dharma is standing in 3 legs. What science in ancient dharma? For example, I mean, is there whatever the religion, Hindu religion we say, of course, Hindu is not religion in that sense, because Hindu is sort of like a Vedic, like in continuity. So there were 4 words. First word is called Sanatana. Sanatana means God. Satya. Who is good for everyone, following that is Sanatana. And the second word has been developed called Vaidika. Vedic means when a Sanatani has gathered so many things together, behaviors, food, culture, medicine, everything gathered together, they put in one bunch, like, they start to write things, that become Veda. So they've been telling their children, their disciple, but one day time came, they need to put on the, book. So when they compile things, that became the other new word came called Vaidika. So the people in Sanatani, they became Vaidika also. And when the Vaidika age came, there are so many rules and regulations came. And in that is one word is called Arya. Arya means Susaskirta, cultured. So he said, Kirnavanto Vishwaryam. So let's make whole world Arya, means make all world cultured. So that's why these people became Arya also. And lastly, they became Hindu, because in Arya philosophy, in Sanatana philosophy, in Vedic philosophy, there are so many new things came. Buddhist people came, Jaini came, Nath people came. So many different philosophy and thoughts came to compile everything in one name, that is called Hindu. So now if you go behind the Hindu culture, how much they practice about the science in the religion or not. So we'll talk in that. One day, Varun came to the sun, Surya, his guru, his father actually. Sun is his father. Varun means water in other sense. So Varun came to the sun and said, "Oh, my father, oh, my guru, could you please tell me what is the reality? What is the death? What is the life? So I want to know what is the God is, what is Brahma is." Then his guru, his father, son said, "Oh, my dear son, what you want to know that you don't have that thing in your body or in you, so you can know him easily. For example, because is not visual, that's why your eye can't see him. It's not audible, that's why your ear can't hear him. So neither your all five sense organs, 5 senses can't reach him. So what you do is you do your tapasya. You find out yourself, because I can't speak about him from my words. So then the disciple went to research himself. Many 100,000 years he researched on that, and he came to the Guru. Oh Guru, I realize what Brahma is. So in Taittiriya Upanishad, it comes this like the thing comes. So he says, Annam Brahmeti Bejanat. Oh Guru, I knew the Anna, food is the Brahma. Anna Deva Khalvani Bhutani Jayante. Oh Guru, because of Anna only the whole world exists, comes. Annena Jatani Jivanti. With the food only, everything exists in the world. And Annam Pranta Visham Vishanti. With the food, we convert ourselves into the food and we disperse ourselves as a food. So Guru wasn't happy what he had been learned so far. And disciple was very surprised what to know now. Many thousand years I spent on this, in find out what is the Brahma is. Then he went again and he tried to find out again. And he came, he said, oh Guru, I knew now. So tell me what is the Brahma is. And he said, no, it is Prana is the Brahma. Life is the Brahma. Prano Brahmeti Bejanat, Pranadheva Khalivani Bhutani Jayante, Pranena Jatani Jivanti, Pranam Pranta Visham Vishati. All everything is whole cycle is the prana. There is life in the world. So life cycle is the Brahma. Then Guru said, he wasn't happy again. He went again. Then he's again many thousand years after he met and he said, yes, I know now what is the Brahma is. So he said, will is the Brahma. Manaha, your heart is the Brahma. Your feeling is the Brahma. So Mano Brahmeti Bejanat Manasa Heva Khalvani Bhutani Jayante Manena Jatani Jivanti. Then Guru thought it is something near to the Brahma. He went up again. Oh my gosh, where is the Brahma is now? Then he went and researched fully how it exists. Then he found, oh, this whole world is the science. Everything exists with the science. Whole God is science. So he says, Vijnanam Brahmeti Bejanat Vijnanad Heva Khalvani Bhutani Jayante Vijnanena Jatani Jivanti Vijnanam Pranta Visham Vishanti iti. I knew now the science is the God, Brahma. We come through the science, we live through the science, and we go away from the world through the science only. So whole process of the world is the science. And science are two, one is physically, other is spiritually. Guru was a bit happy now. Yes, he is very close now. And he pat him and went up again. Then disciple was very annoyed. What you have? I said the Anna is Brahma. That's not Brahma. Prana is the Brahma. That is not Brahma. Mana is the Brahma. That is also not. And the Vijnanam is Brahma. Then what is the Brahma is? So he was a bit puzzled. And then he thought, oh my gosh, the cause of the whole world. Cause is the Brahma. What is the cause? Cause means Ananda. Anando Brahmeti Bejanat. Anandad Heva Khalvani Bhutani Jayanti. Anandena Jatani Jivanti. Anandam Pranta Vishya. Ananda is the Brahma. The joy, the supreme joy, which doesn't change. What is the reality? What is the Satya we say in Sanskrit? The Satya. What is truth? Truth means, which we are talking now, this is truth. There are some people listening, I'm speaking, and then whatever happened is truth. It happened today. But this truth doesn't exist forever. This truth for the temporary, which is Chitta Ghana truth. Ghana means which doesn't discontinue ever. That is truth. So that truth is the Ananda. That Ananda is the God. So Anando Brahmeti Bejanat Ananda Deva Khalivani Bhutani Jayanti Anandena Jatani. So then Guru said, oh, now you know what is reality. In Hindu, like script, especially when NASA found the, it is in Nepali calendar 2049. I do not know English calendar much, that's why, unfortunately. So they sent their, they reached to the Mars, like in a satellite, reached to the Mars. And they send the message, it is red. Mars is red. And in Amar Kosha, which is the book which tells about the Hindu word, like in dictionary, kind of dictionary, and it says Angaraka Kujo Bhomo Lohitango Mahisuta. That Mangal means that Mars is Angarak. Angarak means red. Angar means coal, something. Coal is, when it burn, it is red. When it burn, like it become black. So he said Lohitango. Lohit means red color. Mahisuta is son of earth. Kuja, born from the earth. So they say twice the same thing. Angaraka Kujo Bhomo Lohitango Mahisuta. They said Mars is red, born from earth. Mars is Lohit, red, come from earth. So twice they said, that means they definitely knew that Mars is red. When, the NASA found there are two ways, two holes to go, past things, two holes, black hole and white hole. And when they discovered about the white hole and the black hole, at the same time, they found this slok has been written in the Gita, Bhagavad Gita. Shukla Krishna Gati Hete Jagatah Saswate Mate Ekaya Yatena Vritti Manneya Vartate Puna. There are two ways. Shukla means white, Krishna means black. Shukla and Krishna, there are two ways to go. The whole astitva goes there. Ekaya Yatena Vritti. From one hole it goes, doesn't come back. If it goes the other hole, it come back. So they say the black hole and white hole, that has been written already in Gita. The Lord sent a big saint called Gorakhnath. He says, Birla janahi bhedani bheda, Birla janahi duipakacheda. There are few people only know this whole things, what exists, what or doesn't exist. It exists, doesn't exist. That people only know. And people only know that there are two holes to go, pass away things. So this thing has been already said in those books, So,
I think he lost his reception.
Yeah, I heard a phone ring, so I think he was looking at a message.
You have the phone number, or I checked with Shiva. He dropped out. And he's coming back.
No, he's coming.
So, I'm sorry, very, very sorry. So, I mean, in Hindu culture, whatever things we do, like, our old festivals, like, the food we use in the festivals, and everything is more scientifically, like, medicinally. For example, now new month is coming very soon called Magh. So in Magh month, they say you need to eat khichdi. So you need to lubrication things you need to eat, like, in ghee, like, butter and something sweet things. And each festival brings, like, food together. And those foods, if you scientifically, if you research on that, that is very good for the health. At the same time, there are only two things to know in the world. One is God, other is health. So that's why they always talk about the, like, work on the health and God, like, knowing about the God. And like, they worship dog, cow, snakes, birds. Like, just we celebrated a festival called Deepavali. In Deepavali, they put on rope. This rope is for sort of like for the cow garland also. At the same time, when winter comes, the birds can't, like, have sunbathe, because if they sunbathe on the floor, then someone can kill them. If they sunbathe on the tree, then the leaves will will not give the more sun for them. That's why they put the sun bathing rope also for the creature. So this tells, like, whole this culture is for the, like, scientifically integrated with the religion. If you say first metaphysically who discovered the world is called Kanada, who wrote the Vaisheshik darshan, Vaisheshik philosophy. His name is Kanad. He used to eat kana. Kana means he used to the grains only. He didn't cook the food. And he talk about the kana, talk about the, like, what is the atom or is smaller than that. So now people started, like NASA started the atom, and after that the smaller than that, then now we are in quantum. We know that now we are in quantum physics. And about that also, there is a book called Siddha Siddhanta Paddhati. It says, Saha Puna Dvivido Bindu Panduro Lohitas Tatha Panduram Shukra Mityahu Lohitam Cha Maharaja. That is smallest thing also in the world. Also has got two colors. One is red, other is yellow. Yellow means man, red means woman. So that's why this, I mean, which religion we say, which, like, culture we say, this all based on the scientifically, like, model way. So we live our like, in life as a scientifically, but we give the all the, like, our respect to the God, because he is the super science. He made this world, everything automatic way. That's why I just did that much only I want to say. Unfortunately, my phone came because my flight is going. I'm very, very much sorry, because I accidentally I need to travel to the India. That's why I couldn't compete much. So thank you very much. Thank you for hearing me. Thank you. Om Namah Shivaya.
Thank you, Dr. Bolanath Yogi. Well, we probably have questions, but we understand you have to go. So whenever you need to go, please.
Yeah,
we were very
I
happy.
will be, like, I will be listening only, and I'm still heading towards there. If any question, I'll tell. I'll say them. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Jon, keep it brief, because the doctor is walking through the terminal.
Oh, thank you. I like your speech very much. I think it's cover a lot of things, and I know you're involved in a lot of business and projects. And one of them will talk about children. Do you know much? Because you probably receive a lot of reports about children. Do you know much about children trafficking all around the globe?
Yeah, I know things because I'm working with the children. Like, I've got a few children in my home. 38 children, they live with me, the orphanage. So that's why I know about them also. I'm sorry, I'll answer you, and at the same time, I'm working also. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Okay.
Any other questions? My question is about Dharma. I still don't know what Dharma is. Can we have a simple definition of Dharma? Is it like, does the word religious teachings, is that what Dharma means?
Dharma means, I said about three things. Just a minute, my phone is coming. My dear, I'm sorry, I need to go now because.
That's okay. Thank you. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you. God bless you.
Okay. All right. All right. We will leave Dr. Bowler. And I just wonder if anyone would like to answer the question, what is Dharma exactly?
It seemed to be the point that you have to find it yourself. You have to dwell, think on it, reflect on it. And that's, that whole dialogue of going away and having to come back. Do you think it's this? Maybe not. You have to go deeper. That's our struggle. You can't put certain things in words or explain it intellectually. We have to it's like you can talk about swimming in the ocean, but you have to get in the air. In the end, you have to swim in the ocean.
In the dictionary, it says, in common parlance, Dharma means right way of living and path of righteousness. Dharma also has connotations of order, and when combined with word Santana, it can also be described as eternal truth. So it's the concepts of law of God that gives you the right way of living, path of righteousness.
So to synthesize, that I like that simple definition. It's like I can put it in a box and say I've understood it, but as Tracy and I think the doctor were saying, it's not enough just to hear the words and think I understand it. I have to live it and find out what it really is, like swimming.
Yeah, living the law of God, I guess, would be the right way of righteous living. But what I don't understand, he had a beautiful talk and he touched on beautiful concepts. But what I don't understand is why Hindus have these, strange statues and they sit in front of them and pray. Whereas what he was talking to me as a non-Hindu gives me the concept that Hinduism believed in one single God, and the laws coming from that being. So what I don't understand is these statues. I went to Malaysia and I went to this Hindu temple, and they had various type of statues that were dressed up, and people were sitting in front of these statues and praying. So
that is so there are two types of worship, like the worship, the statue is mainly for concentration, and each, that's my understanding, is representing like a virtue or something. But also in Hinduism, that what is that? Shachi, Aruva Valivada. Also, there is a worship that is not with the statue. It's just you worship without the statue.
Symbolism and
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering whether
உருவ வழிபாடு உருவம் இல்லாதவன்.
I'm wondering whether the faith was diluted by human beings, and these statues were introduced into the faith, whereas the concepts really suggest that Hinduism is believing in one God, and
I don't think it is that time it was diluted by the thing. That is mainly for people to concentrate and meditate on it, or bring in the concentration. That is the statues, but it is not in the Hindu temple. They have the statues just to, I think that it represent some virtues or attributes, or it is not. There are Hindus who don't worship the statues.
maybe they were used as metaphors for those.
Like he mentioned, there are the Hinduism is not just like Baha'i faith or Buddhism. It's not like a one manifestation of God. So many other things have been combined together for many years. It's not from Lord Krishna. There were so many manifestations before that.
Yeah.
One of the earlier talks we had on Hinduism, that was my question as well. And the way it was answered is that Hinduism is monotheistic, and most Hindu practitioners and experts would agree with that. But so statues and different names of different gods is a kind of a more human level, but there's a kind of a recognition that there's one God. And if you read the Bhagavad Gita, I think it's all about one God.
Yeah.
So my question is why people have to ask what God is. What is the God is? I mean, that is unnecessary, because if God really wants you to know who is He will come to you. He will reveal Himself to you. Manifestation, that's all it is, or apparition, that's all it is. And people just run around and looking for God, and that's not the way. And I heard he said something like, I mean, some people might say 5 senses cannot reach God, but that is not right. God gave people 5 senses. That's a lot of senses. And if people cannot see God or acknowledge God or recognize God or identify God or, telepathy with God, then that is absolutely hopeless for them. Anyway, so they had to find their own way. I mean, maybe in a dream God come to them. It doesn't have to be in a daylight.
Well, the 5 senses that you're talking about are really for physical things. Whereas,
Yeah, physical, but we are human. We're not God, you see. We're not the me God either. That's the only way that you say, when you encounter somebody who hates you, use your senses. And when you encounter somebody who likes you, you also senses, because there is what they call telepathy. Between the mind, they can understand each other through the mind. I mean, some people, they got that sort of gift. I don't know what's gift, but God do give people gift.
But it's been proven by scientific ways that our senses are faulty. They're not perfect. Like, for example, I'll give you an example. You have 2 glasses of cold and hot water, and you put your hand in the hot bottle and then put it back in the cold. You feel the cold, your hand thinks that it's cold, but if you put your hand in the cold one and put it into that, sorry, I'm not explaining this properly. The senses are faulty. They give the false perception when you test them.
Okay, what you said is when we receive manifestation of God, some people might say, oh, that is wrong manifestation. How we know it is a right manifestation is the way you explain.
But through the writings of that manifestation.
Yeah, but the way you explain is not explain everything, because then we cannot talk about apparition, we cannot talk about miracle or manifestation.
Yeah, well,
All right. Well, look, this is another big topic,
yeah.
and what it says in the Bible, I think Jesus said, "Seek and ye shall find." So there must be some seeking involved.
I
Welcome,
think
Pina.
it's because of Siva's two computers.
Thank you.
One of them has to be turned off.
I was just going to say that I looked up the background of the speaker and his projects, and something interesting. I don't know that he's Hindu background. What he said is that they, with the schools they set up, they use and adopt the culture of the people so that the spiritual education can be understood. So in Nepal, which is a Hindu culture, they're using a Hindu framework. I don't know if they use a different framework in other places where they set up their schools. But we can't ask him because he's gone. All right. Look,
can I say something here? He touched on something very important, that he said that in the writings that he believes in, there are sayings that describe the physical things, like Muhammad said that the earth rotates around the sun. At his time, they thought that the sun rotates around the earth. These things. Or in Baha'i faith, the Bab has said everything has started from the dot underneath the letter B in the name of God, Bismillah. So these things, they have metaphorically described the physical existence before we have discovered, a man has discovered them.
So that I guess that's the science part of today's talk, Dharma and science. Everyone, you're free to keep asking questions, and we can try each discuss, or we can give ourselves an early mark. What would anyone like to say?
Well, this concept, I'd like to say something about various religions believe in one thing, and that's existence of a being that has created everything. The existence of this nature that we live in it. Us as humans that have consciousness can understand things and discover things and expand on them, and use metaphors to go into spiritual concepts like that existence of God, that such a spiritual being exists because of using metaphors. Baha'u'llah, for example, says existence of God is as bright as the light of the sun that is shining on us. We just have to mentally meditate on it to find that.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I know someone who's searching for God by reading every book and paper he can find about proofs of the existence of God. And yet God is supposedly unknowable. So I think that it's a bit of a dead end to try and find God if he's unknowable. I think
suggest to him the book of certitude, because Baha'u'llah talks about these things.
Yeah, well, exactly in the book of certitude, and I think every religion points to the founder of that religion as being the revealer of the words of God and the qualities of God. And if we can't know anything above the founder of the religion, then in a sense the founder is God. Baha'u'llah even said that if Jesus were to call himself God, that would be true. If he were to say that he is just the Son of God, that is also true.
Actually, in the book of Certitude, Baha'u'llah describes these things and says, our senses are faulty and we cannot rely on them in order to understand the concept of God, the concept of manifestations, the concept of spirituality, and all these are above these senses. I'm sure you've seen these diagrams where they're moving, if you look at it from one side, is 4 bars, and if you look at the other side, you see 3 bars. So obviously it's fault in our vision and perception that sees that object neither is 4 bars, neither 3 bars. It's the way we perceive that. I'm sure I've sent that image to our forum, that it depends in which angle we look at this image. So clearly it shows that our perception, our senses are faulty. And we cannot rely on that to find the truth.
So why God gave you a senses for? I mean,
to live this in this physical world.
God created people, and I don't think he make us become useless and hopeless.
No,
why we got created to become hopeless and useless and nothing else, and 5 sense doesn't work because we can't even know where God is and keep asking, what is God? You will make him angry. You will really, he said, oh, these children are so hopeless.
Well, it might look like, look at us and say that what senses are here for us to use in this physical life, like, the eye is there to see, the hand is to touch, So these are there for us, for benefit of us, created by God, so that we can live in this physical life.
What do you mean by physical life? People read books by their eyes. They understand it through their brain. The brain is what you call, you can touch your brain. So it's physical, but then that's the way that instrument, that's more like an instrument so people can learn about God. So God
exactly, it is instruments, it's not.
Yeah, but you say the way you're talking is only the intellectual people can understand God and find God, and the people who are uneducated, people are orphan, people are poor, people never have an education, people die in whatever.
No, I don't
accident.
say that.
So their brain doesn't work. Their brain doesn't work, so they can never see God. Then God never come to them. Is that what you say?
No, I do not say that. I say that spirituality doesn't need intellectual concepts. It's to do with the heart of the person and that being. A poor man or an uneducated person can have that feeling of spirituality in his heart. It has nothing to do with intelligence. It's beyond physical existence.
Yeah, but you see did you read about the Fatima, the pageants, children? They hear the voices of Mary. They hear the voices of Maria talking to them. They put each other to hear, to listen to what Maria had to tell them. And that's part of the senses. And she also appeared through the apparition, to the cloud. So therefore, the physical parts of the body is so important. And we cannot reject it.
It's not important.
Cannot reject it. I said we contradict each other. See, we contradict the whole concept. It's quite dangerous.
Sorry, my cat is coming up here.
So here we have Siva is reminding us that in these what appears to be different views, there is a point of unity. I was about to give the point of unity, but I think the quote is better. Whether through deeds or words, the merit of your every contribution to social well-being lies first in your resolute commitment to discover that precious point of unity, where contrasting perspectives overlap and around which contending peoples can coalesce. So, I mean, an outsider looking at this video might think, oh, these people are contending because their voices are going up and getting faster. But we know each other fairly well. Maybe we're not contending, but still, it's good to look for a point of unity.
Can I give an example? If I say to you guys,
just a moment, Ahmed, just hold on.
yeah,
It's like
We should not believe that my understanding of Baha'u'llah's teaching is right. So when you say that Baha'u'llah says that the senses are faulty, what this world is Maya, that is.
I don't say Baha'u'llah has said. I said that science says that our senses are faulty.
oh,
Who said?
The science says that our senses are faulty. We cannot rely on them because the science says that.
and there he is back.
But
I think we can answer. The speaker is here. We can ask
Yeah,
him.
we can ask him something.
Chola is here.
I'm back. Bholanath Yogi, I'm back now. Sorry.
Nice to have you back.
Chola.
I'm free for another an hour now. Unfortunately, my plane is late.
Okay. Well, we're just wondering. First of all, we had a question, Dr. Bowler. Are you a Hindu yourself, or just your school is Hindu?
I'm Hindu myself. I'm actually saying is what Hindu means. The Hindu word is very, very new word. Hasn't started before than 300 years ago. And though people, when they have got the religion system has been developed in the world, that's why this part of the people also say themselves they are also something. That's why we start to say, our ancestors start to say the Hindu, we are Hindu. If we go into the Hindu, there are so many religions. There one of the religion called Nath religion. I'm Nath. So you know the word yogi has come. That is from the Gorakhnath. So that's why I'm yogi, and I'm Natha. So we believe the God is Alak. Alak means which is you can't feel him, you can't see him, you can't describe about him. If you describe something, that is not God. So it is beyond that. Just your inner sense only can feel him in that sense, not the outfits. So that's why we believe in that. So that's why I'm Natha. Because there are so many, there are over the 1,700,000 sect has been practiced in Hindu culture. So that is one of that. So still people believe that 1,700 sects are still alive in this continent. So I'm Natha Yogi. My main subject is Hatha Yoga. So, and if you see through the Hatha Yoga, so everything is science actually. Everything is a whole world is scientifically made things. That is.
Thank you for that. Can I just ask, because science deals with material realities, what we can see and hear and measure.
Yeah.
How does science, which deals with those physical realities, help us to find or perceive God?
Yeah, I mean that's like if you describe science in that way, there are three types of science. One is the modern science, we produce things but in reality, everything has related with something. Each everything is related. So he said, "Yep pinde tad brahmande." So that whatever you are, this whole world. This way this science works. So you are the whole, one person is the whole universe actually. So everything in you. So this says Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan. It is smallest thing also same God, and the biggest thing also same God. So when we try to describe God in our vision, like our sense organs, like then we can't catch. That's why Gorakhnath ji said, God means alaksha, which is not describable, and Niranjana, who doesn't need thing, who doesn't need thing to make the wall or anything, or this whole world. It doesn't. He doesn't need anything to satisfy himself, or like any greed or anything like that. So that is God. So that we say that's the sort of supreme. In Sanskrit, it's called Vijnana. Vijnana means complete knowledge. Complete knowledge, you can say. Vishesha Jnana Vijnana. Complete knowledge is the science.
Thank you. And
I mean, my English is very weak. That's why I can't, describe it that way. So anyway, so that's scientific thing.
no, that's helpful.
Jnana, science, yeah.
And Ahmed has raised his hand.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Yogi, for your talk. I found that it's very spiritual and describes very nicely. My question is why Hindus have these statues in their temples and sit in front and worship these statues? Do they forgotten about the existence of God?
Brilliant question. That's what we say. Agnir Devo Dvijatinam, Hridi Devo Manishinam, Pratimasu Alpabuddhinam, Sarvatra Samadarsinam. God is for Dvijati. In Hindu culture, the Brahmin, Kshatri who wear the thread, that's called Dvijati. For them, God is fire. Hridi Devo Manishinam. Those people who have got good heart, their heart is the God. And Pratimasu Alpabuddhinam, the statues, temple, mosque, synagogues, these are the God for the people who have a very small mind. They don't have much time to think about that. Just they go and worship. They see the statue and worship. So that's why they're symbolic only. Alpabuddhinam, Sarvatra Samadarsinam. So the God exists everywhere. Is omni. Undiscontinued. So that is God.
Yeah.
So that's why in Hindu culture there are people like we worship like a Shunya. We say Shunya. There is a Veda. Om Dev Santi, Prithvi Santi, Apa Santi. So there are the mantras. So Lekhya Vedas, written Vedas, and hearing Vedas. You can hear that. But we believe the Shunya Veda. You become the Veda body yourself, knowledge body, or the Jnana body yourself. When you say Soham, when you convert into the Hamsa, we go in that. So some people who do not have much time, they think statue is the God they worship, and it is symbolic only. Like we put our parents' photo in our home, that is only. That much only.
Yeah, thanks. I believe this is symbolic.
Yeah.
Symbolic, yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Bola. Thank you, Dr. Bola.
Yeah.
Sometimes God disguises himself. Sometimes God disguised to be like a woman or a bird or whoever. He disguised himself. So we need to tell people to stop looking for God, because the God that come to them might be not a real God, but you never know who the real God is, because God, if he likes you, he will come to you. Or you will have a call from him. I said, but sometimes they disguise themselves. Like in Buddha teaching, a lot of God, like a lot of Buddha, they might be not real Buddha. They pretend to be Buddha, but they're not. You know what I mean? The question, so we say, what is the God is? I don't think the children should be going to look around for God, because maybe they head in the wrong direction. You know what I mean? Like the
Yeah,
God,
I understand.
let Dr. Bowler answer.
the God might be in their heart or their body because they are pure, they're angels, but then they're looking for angels, but not themselves.
Yeah, that's why. I just in starting I said, "Tava tattvam na janami kidrisosi maheswara." Oh God, I don't know what you are. Whether you are human shaped like a Kali, whether you are Vishnu shaped as a Vishnu, whether you are omni like Aranyatya, like people who follow the laws, they say you are the laws. God is laws. Yatra yatra dhuma, tatra tatra bani. If there is a like smoke, that means fire is there. So for them, that is that they say that there is a God. That's why. So God don't have any gender, any color. Like you've seen the Hindu people, they may paint Lord Shiva as blue. So just they wanted to say God must be blue because the sky looks blue. So maybe God is somewhere in the sky. So that's why they painted as a blue. Because it's not blue color. This sort of imaginary only.
Symbolic.
So it's symbolic only. So God doesn't exist in a way which we have been trying to find out. These are all the messengers who has got God quality. That's why the Lord Rama, when we talk about Rama, they said, Saha Isa Dasarathi Maryada Purushottama Rama. So his full name is, he is the Rama who has got those divine or those godly power in him. He is the best human. That is Rama. So, like, Patanjali described God as he said, Klesha, Karma, Vipakashai, Aparamishta, Purusha, Vishesha, Ishwara. Klesh, like, happiness, sad, everything is Klesha. So, who is beyond that, that is God. But still, Gorakhnath doesn't say that. In Buddhism, there is a Sunyavad. So, the Gorakhnath people, they follow the Sunyavad. Nothing is there, but there is something. So, that is God.
You mean
God is not like,
You mean God might be
God,
a water? Maybe God in the water, because when you touch water,
God,
you cannot
yeah,
cross
yeah, yeah.
water.
Yeah. God is water also. God is fire also. God is earth also. So God doesn't exist. He is everything. He is everything in everything. But he don't have the one single body or something. How to explain? Anyway, this is the God is.
Colin, you're muted.
Thank you, Young, for your question. And Ahmed, your hand's still up. Did you have another question?
Yeah, I have another question. Look, in all the writings of these manifestations that we have seen have come, they say that God has said, I have created you in my image. So the only way we can understand the concept of God is looking at ourselves back again and see those concepts of spirituality, love, kindness, fellowship, bounty, mighty, these attributes that are within us. So because those exist in us, we can say there is an existence that has got all these things beyond our concept of understanding. I'm just wondering whether you agree with this or not, Dr. Yogi.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, it is very hard to explain about which we never seen, never felt, never like, if someone hasn't been eaten sugar, then you can't tell how sugar is. You can say sweet only, nothing else. So that's why there was question answer between his son and his son, Baruna and the son discussion. They said, you need to heal yourself. The other thing is, in Hindu, some of the books, they said God doesn't give anything to anyone. So why people worship the God then? If he doesn't give anything to anyone, but he gives a good feeling. The main reason is to become a good human only. Other times someone asks me what is dharma is. So dharma means which things is not good for you, you do not like, that do for the other that is called dharma. So because of that, we will gather good in us, then that protects us, that gives us to the meaning of the living in the earth. Why we are living in the earth? Because to become a good human, you do yoga, you read philosophy, you do the discussions and everything. But beyond, behind the reason is become a good human only, nothing else. If you're not good human, then all your knowledge is nothing. Just a cinema and drama only.
Thank you. My question, Dr. Bowler, is a slight change of subject. I'm interested to know more about your school, the Hindu Vidya School in Dang. I mean, where is Dang, and what does the school offer?
We have got 3 schools. One is in 2 schools are in Kathmandu, and third one in Dang. Dang is the mid part of the Nepal, which is province number 5. And Dang is the biggest valley in Asia, people say. It's quite big valley. This is name only Hindu Vidyapeeth. It doesn't say something Hindu only, because we have lots of Christian and even maybe more than 10% Muslim people study in our school. So we teach it's a normal subject, like what government courses are there. So apart from that, we teach the life skill, life skill in not hand skills, the brain. We want to motivate them, become a good human. So those things we teach. And at the same time, we have got an orphanage, which is in my mother's house, quite a big area. It's called Children's Peace Home. So we look after the children, whoever comes in front of our door, then we accept them if they are orphan actually. So we provide them education and food and everything, all medicine, all the protection. So there are children who have been living there since 17 years also. Someone doing BA, MA also. So they who are in class BA and MA, they help in his children peace home as well. So that we do. The Hindu name, why we wanted to tell what is the reality actually. Many people think Hindu means religion. It's not religion. So I don't want to say.
Oh, thank you very much. And we meet lots of Nepalese people in Sydney, and I've found that they value a spiritual education for their children.
Brilliant.
So it sounds like
my
that's
brother,
something
Dr. Chintamani. My brother, Dr. Chintamani, quite often he goes to the Sydney, and he's well known about from our in your organization also. So actually, he suggested me to involve with you, so that's why I came.
Thank you. And anybody else have any questions? It's almost time to wrap it up for tonight.
Did you, Colin, did you ask us you don't understand what Dharma is?
Yeah, well, I said Dharma. Dharma, I stand in the 3 legs, I said. What Dharma means, we say Vastu, Swabhavo, Dharma. Vastu means things. Swabhav means it's a property, is the Dharma. Unfortunately, each and everything has got Dharma. Water has got its Dharma, tree has got its Dharma, fire has Dharma. But only in the world, one thing do not have Dharma, that is human. Dog has got Dharma. Ox has got Dharma. Elephant has got Dharma. But human do not have Dharma. Because they smile, but they can be thief also. You can't tell them. So only Dharma is need to teach the human only, not to the other elements or other things. It's is iron will be always strong, whether you touch or king touch. Water will be always cold or like a liquidy, whether rich people trust or like poor people trust, or a Gyani or Agyani, educated, not educated, will have the same things. They do not distinguish between the people. Child has been spread me, I should not be spread all over the around. Like, no, it will spread, the water will, it will spread, how much quality is that? How much quantity is that? So only human do not have dharma, because human has given their power to decide dharma themselves, because the human only the person who can talk about the God. Other things they do not talk about the God. So to discuss about the God, to realize that, to know that thing, that's why they given big power to the human. But unfortunately, human only are losing their dharma. Other things they do not lose their dharma. Tree, if you go underneath the tree, whether you're going to chop the tree or whether you're going to plant tree, they would give the same benefit to you. Will their food will the same sweet? The, like, the shade will be the same cool. So nothing differences between the person who goes to cut or nothing who go to the sow it, like, plant it. So they do not discipline, but human discipline. Oh, someone rich people came in a home, then you, like, offer him much, or like, give him respect much. If he educated people come, you offer him much and respect him much. But poor people comes uneducated, you hate him or something like that, because you distinguish. So only human distinguish. So to tell human, all these religion came, but unfortunately, these religion are what should thing has been taught to the human, instead of that they're teaching what we are, what I am is, what my religion is. That's the problem. Nothing else.
Dharma is a
Look at what
action
it
by
is.
Dharma is an action by a human, or is it, what do you mean by dharma is human?
I didn't get what
No,
you asked.
it is an action that human do, dharma, like a service or dharma, or is
Yeah,
it like, what do you
yeah.
mean by human?
Yeah, human, like, like, the one leg is, I said, the property. Other leg is, like, your duty. What, being a human, you need to donate. Being a human, you need to help. Being human, you need to love. So that is what, that is called humanity in you. And third leg is your culture, your society, what they follow. Like, for, like, we are the farmer, so we need to follow the rules and regulation how the water comes in your land. So that is also dharma. A person who do the agriculture, like, farmer, he need to dig, like, farming and everything. That's his dharma. So the dharma has stand in three legs, I said. And those things only human can do the dharma. Other things, their dharma also automatic in them, and they do the automatic way also, without asking anything. Tree gives you the shade without saying anything. So they've got automatic dharma in them, automatic dharma they produce or whatever, like it help. But human are there to decide. I'm not sure whether I could have explained much or not about this. So that I know.
Colin, UAT had a question in the reaction.
Yes, so Uatiti Ruoya has asked, my question is, spiritual and science are wings of a human. Would you see science and the spiritual aspect being two wings of a human? Dr. Bowler?
Yeah. Because sometimes they say people who science is good or knowledge is good, something like that. They make competition in the school. But science and knowledge and science and God is nothing two things. Like, there are one thing, for me. Like, God is not separated from the God. Like, science is, whole world is science, whole world is the God. It doesn't God doesn't distinguish between person, like, I need to give him that much power and give me that much power. It doesn't distinguish. Everything goes scientifically. What God is, because we say there is saying in Hindu culture, Devo Bhutva Eje Devam Madevam Devam Marchayat. If you want to know the God, you become God first yourself and worship him. That means being God means being a good human. So if you become good human means you become God. Like you have nothing to get now more than that. Only to get destination is you become doctor, you become engineer, you become pilot or anything. But the main thing is the destination is become a good human. With the full of humanity power or full of humanity feelings, like that is God actually.
Good. Thank you.
That's why Nepali people say Namaste. Namaste means I salute in you. Namaskara, I salute you. They means not you as a person, not a rich person, not a poor person, not a black person, not a white person. I salute in you, which is God in you. That good thing also in you, that salute that.
All right. How are you going for time, Dr. Baldo? We have 2 hands up again, but we're almost time to close. Do you have time for 2 more?
Yeah, I've got 10 of time, but my plate is late, so no problem.
Right. Amen.
Yeah, while you were disconnected, you touched on miracles. I was just wondering whether there are any miracles or there is a miracle concept in Hinduism. If you can explain.
I believe, but I do not want to follow that because if the miracle was everything, then Krishna, Lord Krishna, do not should have made a battle of the Dharma Yuddha or Mahabharata Yuddha. The miracle is he should have done everything. Miracle is just to a kind of example there is God is. Otherwise, miracle is nothing to very much follow things. Many people, they believe in miracles. There are miracles because we do not know what God is, but that is not our destination actually.
I was going to say to you that, if I said to you that yesterday morning I was walking in the street and a tree uprooted itself and came next to me and said, I love you as a human being, I'd like to follow you, then this, whether you believe or not, it's kind of irrelevant, because if you believe me, then you believe that such a miracle happened. But if you don't believe me, then you don't believe in miracles. So the concept of miracles is only valid for the person that has that vision. So those children that saw Fatima image, it's only valid for them. We cannot accept that as what we like to see, because would you believe that yesterday morning a tree uprooted itself from the street and was following me? I'm wondering whether you believe
that. I believe what you do. Personally, I believe that because this your good thing is comes in front, So in that sense, I believe, because you do not know what God is. So whatever he does, whatever he does, how he does, we do not know much things, So that sense, I feel
lost. But I think that miracles are only valid for the person that has that vision, because we cannot rely that as a proof. Okay. So that's why my understanding of miracles.
Yeah, that's okay. That's a good point. I have heard that. Young, did you have a question before we perhaps wrap it up?
The thing that what I want to clarify a bit, miracle is sort of a gift, and so the gift given to a person is, according to their merit or credit, or if God think that person need to have a reward or compensation or whatever. So not everybody will receive miracle. So that's one thing. Is anyone among us have ever encountered God, real God? And if the not real God turn up to say hello to you, will you identify him at all? Will you identify?
I'm sorry.
I said, if you ever encounter God, the real one, and if the disguised one come and say hello to Dr. Bola, will you be able to identify that he's not real God? He only want to test you. He testing you, just like the real gold need to be tested. The real diamond need to be tested. So
Yeah, you are.
how you identify him?
So we were talking a few subjects there, Dr. Bowler, but I think Jung's question is, how do we know God if he appears to us?
We are discussing in the point which we do not know much about that. Like, we are trying to guess only. Well, that's why easy monotheism is very easy to accept everything. Yeah, you can hear, we say ana hada nada. The word called ana hada nada. Ana hada means, like, you did do like this, that you made sound. That is because physically you made. I'm talking because I'm hitting all the voice instruments in my mouth. That's why it is not sound is coming. But when you started knowing that sound, like, the God, you feel like, ko gatam ke navanitam kutrali namayam jagat adhunaiva maya drishtam nasti kim mahadadbhutam. Oh my gosh, I saw the whole world. I saw the banks, money, land, people, aeroplanes, like in all the scientific things in the world. But now when I realize that, nothing in the world, everything gone. When you when you hear yourself, when you hear that sound without any hitting, the anahadanada, when you see, then when you know the reality of the God, like in the whole world, it is nothing, only drama. Whichever you think, oh, my father, or my mother, or my girlfriend, or boyfriend, or whatever, my property, nothing for you. Once Sammi Lane Nayanayo Nahi Kinchidasti. A very beautiful example is, there was a king. Whenever he used to wake up in the morning, he used to make us few slokas. Like, he said that day he made like, Cheto Hara Yuvata, something like, oh, I've got beautiful people in my palace, like, all my elephants and horses are very powerful, and my soldiers are very faithful. Blah blah blah. One thief was hiding underneath his bed, but he wasn't thief. Unfortunately, he was very hungry man. That's why he went there. He was educated, so he couldn't complete his in poetry, the fourth line, and he says, "Sammi lane nayo nahi kinchidati." Once you close your eyes, nothing is there. When you close your eyes, and when you die, nothing is there. Well, you will leave you won't leave the wall behind you. Whole universe will go with you. That is the concept. So, which world if we are living? This is very, again, some of the books they said, again, it is very beautiful to become human, become taking birth into the earth, because you can earn now. You are trying to practice. You are trying. These people who are in Gita says, what's the Suchi Nam Srimatam Gehe Yoga Brashto Vijayate. Whatever you're trying to find out now, if you can't find out this life, then we will get the birth again. Those places where you will get more facility to know about this, more time to practice about this. But you will be reaching one day in that destination. So this is how to find out the God. You feel sometimes, you feel you love, in your grandchildren's love, you feel the God. You feel if someone is very poor person, or someone has got wounded and you've been helping them, you feel that love. That is the God. Those are the feelings, actually, God. It has so many dimensions. What you like, how you do, so many other helping materials, or circumstances in front of you. So from each and everything you love, we are talking now, we are feeling like there's something good in us. That is the God. Satsanga is God. So is everything. Something point.
I mean, if you say that, why there's a love between men and women? First of all, they love each other, so they see God in each other. And after a while,
brilliant.
they start to have violence. They domestic violence. And they divorce the wife, they divorce the husband. So where's the God going? Where's God?
Yeah, you are right. Like, because our all relations are actually based on the selfishness. Because husband needs wife, that's why. A wife needs husband to, like, have a children or something like that. So I'll be based on the conditional love. Our love is conditional. Only love, unconditional love is the God. Everything is conditional. If the condition fails, then you dispute. You have got divorce and everything. So unfortunately, we have got everything conditional. That's why some of the people in some of the books they said pure love is sisters and brothers only, nothing else. They didn't say mother father love, husband wife love. They didn't say pure love. They said pure love is mother brother and sister. But unfortunately, brother and sister also fight for the land, fight for the money. So these are all conditional loves actually, which we see. Suppose one girl he says, okay, without him, without my boyfriend, this whole world doesn't exist for me. But when she see that the boy is holding other girl's hand, she will start hate at the time. Same like she maybe kill him something So that means those old loves we see in the world is sort of like conditional only. But when you purely when you want to help someone, unconditional, because you don't want to accept with that. So in Kali Yuga, that is thing. And Kali Yuga, other thing is very good thing. Kali, this is called Kali Yuga. Kali kar ek punita pratapa, manas punya ho hi nahi papa. In Kali Yuga, Lord Tulsidas, one of the big saints called Tulsidas says, in Kali Yuga, you do something dharma from your heart, you get the benefit. But if you do anything sin from your heart, you won't be benefited. Sin, if you do something bad, good work, if you think only, you will get the benefit. So because it is in your heart, all God is sort of like all feelings in your heart. To purify your heart is the God. I don't know how to explain. Unfortunately.
Thank you.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Thank you. That's good. And Sivalingam Nadareja, you have your hand up.
Sure. I just put my hand. I just want to ask Baba a simple question.
Yeah.
We all believe God is one. And God for every religion is the same God. Except the Hindus. I think Hinduism is a very old religion. And they visualize God in different forms. But ultimately, they say there are three persons who make us a God: the creator, the destroyer, and one more. I don't know what is it. But the thing is, when we pray to God, say, I was a Hindu before, when I go to pray to God, I just follow what my mother had told me, pray to this God, and I pray to God. Or any other temple I go, I still pray to God. I meditate it through the statue I see and whatnot, but I believe in the unknowable one God. So the thing is, that's it. We all believe in unknowable one God. Now I just want to know, when I go to temple, any temple, I pray to God. Through the idol I see and I pray to God. Of course, the priest does all the ceremonies, they do this, do that. It will be for your own good. And of course, he will ask some compensation for his services. I still pray to God. Now, I want to know what is your view on this?
Well, how to explain things? First of all, God is one, manifestations are many. Suppose I'm a teacher, I'm a husband of my wife, son of my daughter, father of my daughter, and I've got so many names. God has so many names. Like, God is omni in everything. God is actually one. Thing is, in monotheism, people have made this one God, and they create themselves the God. For example, I'll give you an example. One person was very poor and very talkative also, and he was always complaining about the God. And one day someone said, "You are poor because you do not worship the God." He said, "If I should have a God, I should have worshipped him." So one day someone came in their village, a spiritual person. He went to him, I asked him, "Can you give him a God? I want to worship, I want to become a rich man." Then this saint was smiling and he's given a frog. One frog was going around. He said, "This is your frog Narayana God." He took this frog and at home, and he said his wife also very lazy and dirty woman. She said, "Okay, you wash yourself first, because we have got God in home now. We need to worship. We need to do something for him." So they started to work in the home, and they cleaned their clothes. They sort of like started to grow something in their kitchen garden and blah, blah, blah. Then they became rich. Then other people thought maybe the Bhagavata Narayana, like, the form Narayana has given to them. So God is in us actually. We need to produce ourselves. But unfortunately, we produce a God. This man is the God. This structure is God. This temple is God. Of course, there is a God. That is also God, but you created. But just to remind only. You made a statue that should remind only. Suppose there are Buddha's temples are everywhere, Hindu temples are everywhere, Jesus temple, but sometimes what happens, you go to St. Paul Cathedral, you need worship long time. When you go to the Lord Shiva's temple, Pashupatinath, or like, Vishwanatham, you offer many things, but Shiva is in your room also. So people have been created themselves. They imagine something, and that's why they worship God in that way. But I believe there is only one God. Other thing is, whole world has got the God already, but Hindu people don't have one God, unfortunately. So they believe the whole nature. We say Prakriti. Prakriti means, pra means beforehand. Kriti means done. Whatever beforehand done, nature. Agni Devata, Vato Devata, Varuno Devata, Indro Devata, Basavo Devata, Rudro Devata, Varunendro Devata. Everything is Devata. Everything is God. Thank you.
And you, Titi, I couldn't quite understand your question in the chat. Are you able to unmute and ask? Otherwise, I'll just read it. So Titi has asked, do you mean the tones breeze to the human and the human virtues rise? How?
I didn't get it.
No, me too. Titi, are you there? That's okay. We can take that question on notice. We'll think about it. Look, I think that was a very wide-ranging and quite interesting discussion, and definitely I learned some things about Hindu, which I didn't know before, and made me interested to learn more. So I appreciate that.
Can I suggest something for Dr. Yogi? He's going to a place and sitting there for maybe an hour or so. I was just wondering, he can probably download the 7 Malleys of Baha'u'llah and have a look at and read it while he's on the plane, because he talks about this God and how we can understand that concept of God from Baha'i perspective.
I see. Yeah, good. Yeah, I can. Because we went to the Baha'i temple in the Delhi. The day my daughter wanted to see, we went there and we found a very peace in there. So the Baha'i concept is not very much different between like in the Hindu concept, I think.
Yeah,
because
no different.
Not different because people have the differences. For example, Shankaracharya. The people say Shankaracharya has got like a dispute with the Buddha, but Shankaracharya, some people say Prachanna Buddha. Prachanna Buddha, who is the hidden Buddha actually. Shankaracharya also. So when you go to in the deep, like, when you go to the Sunyabad, then you see the Gorakhnath there. When you see the Baha'i, then you see the whole Hindu culture there, whole Hindu Sunni culture, and the whole concept is there. So nothing different. I didn't see very much difference in that.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Difference.
I'd like to thank our presenter, Dr. Bola Nath Yogi, and that was a very wonderful addition to our collection of learning and something we can watch again and learn more about. And thank you for a most interesting background scenery for the airport.
Thank you.
In the airport, yeah. You ever put the statue in front of me and people are sitting around here, they've been listening. We have got audience also now, unknown audience listening me,
Oh, we'll count them as participants. Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Roman. Thank you indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you for inviting
Thank you.
me.
Thank you for
Thank you, everyone, so much.